The discount grocery store where you buy your eggs and your cheap wine has been quietly humiliating Sephora for years, and almost nobody outside of beauty editors has noticed. Aldi makes its own skincare line called Lacura, and Lacura has built a reputation that should terrify every prestige brand on the planet, because over and over, when beauty writers put these few dollar pots head-to-head with Sephora's most famous bestsellers, the cheap one matches it, and sometimes beats it. Same key ingredients, plain packaging, a fraction of the price. Today I am giving you 8 Aldi Lacura finds that go toe-to-toe with Sephora's biggest sellers and win on value every single time. And I am saving the most outrageous one for number 8, because number 8 is a dupe of a cream that sells for well over $100, and it costs about the same as a sandwich. Before the finds, here is the one thing you have to understand, because it explains how a grocery store can possibly out-skincare a beauty mecca. When you buy a famous Sephora serum, you are paying for 2 completely different things bundled into one price: the formula, the actual working ingredients, and the theater, the gorgeous bottle, the influencer campaign, the celebrity founder, the beautiful store, the magazine spreads. The working ingredients, the vitamin C, the hyaluronic acid, the retinol, the niacinamide, are cheap, and they are not secret. They are the same molecules available to anyone. So when Aldi has its manufacturers put those same proven ingredients into a plain pot, skips the marketing entirely, and sells it for a few dollars, you get the working half without paying for the show. That is the whole trick behind every dupe in this video. The prestige brand sells you the formula and the fantasy. Aldi sells you the formula and keeps the fantasy off your bill. That is not a knockoff. It is the same working idea with the expensive wrapping thrown away. Keep that in mind, and here are your 8. Number 1 is the Lacura Vitamin C Serum, Aldi's answer to the cult vitamin C serums that fly off Sephora's shelves for $40, $50, and $60. Vitamin C is one of the genuinely proven actives, an antioxidant that brightens dullness, fades dark spots and the marks left by old breakouts, and helps defend the skin against daily environmental damage, and it is at its best worn in the morning under your sunscreen. Beauty editors have compared Aldi's vitamin C range directly to prestige collections you would recognize instantly from the Sephora wall, and the verdict keeps coming back the same. The brightening, smoothing, radiance-boosting results are remarkably similar, and the only glaring difference is the price on the box. For a few dollars, you are getting the exact active that the expensive bottles are built around, doing the exact job, which is precisely why it tends to sell out the moment it lands. Use it consistently every morning, and you will see the dullness lift and the tone even out over a few weeks. The exact slow, real change the expensive bottle promises, minus the expensive part. Number 2 is the Lacura Hyaluronic Acid Super Booster, the hydration serum that goes head-to-head with the famous pharmacy and prestige hyaluronic serums that sell for 10 times as much. Hyaluronic acid is a humectant, a magnet for water that plumps the skin, smooths the look of fine lines, and creates that dewy, bouncy, hydrated finish everyone is chasing. The expensive versions wrap that simple, cheap ingredient in beautiful branding and charge accordingly. The Lacura version puts the same hydrating hero in a plain bottle for the price of a coffee, and in this one, Aldi even enriches it with grape extract for a little extra soothing benefit. Pressed onto slightly damp skin and sealed with a moisturizer on top, it delivers the same plumped hydration as the serum costing $40 more, and your skin genuinely cannot tell the difference. It is the cheapest possible way to get that instantly plumped, dewy look, and because hyaluronic acid is so gentle, almost everyone can use it daily without a second thought. Number 3 is the Lacura Retinol offering. Whether it is the plumping retinol serum or the Rejuvelate Night Cream, Aldi's challenger to the high-end retinol treatments that are perennial Sephora bestsellers. Retinol is the single most studied, most respected anti-aging ingredient there is, the gold standard for smoothing fine lines, refining texture, and boosting the skin's own collagen, and it belongs in your evening routine. The prestige retinol serums charge a small fortune for it, but a retinol molecule is a retinol molecule, and Aldi's version delivers that proven active in a gentle, affordable formula for a tiny fraction of the cost. I will be honest in a moment about reading the strength on these, But the principle stands: you should never have to pay $60 or $80 to put the most proven anti-ager on earth on your face when a grocery store sells the same active for the price of lunch. Just remember that retinol is a marathon, not a sprint. So use it a few nights a week, build up slowly, and always pair it with sunscreen, because that patience is what turns it into real, lasting smoothness. Number 4 is the Lacura Hot Cloth Cleanser, the buttery, melt-away cleanser that comes with its own muslin cloth and is a beloved dupe for a famous British cleanser that costs several times more. Here is why this one matters beyond the price. The gentle, nourishing cloth-removed cleanse is one of the loveliest and least damaging ways to take off the day, melting away makeup and sunscreen without the harsh stripping that wrecks your barrier and ages your skin. Reviewers who own both the expensive original and the Lacura version say flatly that there is no difference in performance, that the cheap one wins hands down on value. You massage it into dry skin, then buff it away with the warm, damp cloth, and you are left with soft, clean, calm skin and a little gentle exfoliation, the exact ritual the prestige version sells at a luxury markup. It is also a genuinely lovely way to wind down at the end of the day, and the warm cloth gives you that just came from a facial softness for almost nothing. Number 5 is the Lacura Rose Face Oil, Aldi's take on the nourishing facial oils that sit on the Sephora shelf at luxury prices. A good facial oil seals hydration into the skin, smooths and softens the surface, and gives that lit from within dewy glow, and it doubles beautifully as a luminous base under makeup. The Prestige Rose and botanical oils charge a premium for the romance of the ingredient and the elegance of the bottle, but the Lacura version delivers the same nourishing, glow-giving oil for a few dollars, and reviewers love it so much they report buying multiple bottles whenever it comes back in stock. A few drops patted into the skin or mixed into your moisturizer, and you have the same soft, refreshed, dewy finish the expensive oils promise. For dry or mature skin especially, sealing your routine with a few drops of this at night is the quiet trick to waking up with skin that looks rested and glowing. Number 6 is the Lacura Pink Clay Dual Mask Set, Aldi's answer to the pricey clay and detox masks that are a Sephora staple. Clay is one of the oldest and most reliable ingredients for oily and congested skin, drawing out excess oil and impurities and refining the look of pores. And this Lacura set gives you 2 masks, a pink clay and a golden glow mask, enriched with ingredients like witch hazel and exotic plant extracts for a brighter, clearer complexion. You get 2 full masks for the price the prestige brands charge for a fraction of one, doing the same oil-absorbing, pore-refining, brightening job. It is the perfect example of paying for the ingredient instead of the name, because clay has been pulling oil out of skin for thousands of years, and it does not get any more effective when you put it in a designer jar. Use it once or twice a week on the oily zones, never leaving it on until it cracks and overdries, and it keeps congested skin clearer for a tiny fraction of the prestige price. Number 7 is the Lacura Q 10-Day Cream, Aldi's legendary challenger to one of the most famous, most adored moisturizers on the entire Sephora wall, a celebrity-founded cream that sells for around $50. This is the dupe that put Lacura on the map. The Lacura version delivers a rich, hydrating, smoothing daily moisturizer, built around the same kind of skin-loving ingredients. For a price so low, it feels like a misprint next to the original. People who have tried both have struggled to tell them apart in feel and result, which is exactly the nightmare scenario for a $50 cream whose biggest selling point was always how special and exclusive it felt. The moisturizer was never $50 of moisturizer. It was a few dollars of moisturizer wearing a $50 story, and Aldi quietly sells the same thing with the story removed. Smooth it on in the morning under your sunscreen, and it does the daily job of hydrating and softening just as well as the cream that costs 10 times more and feels, frankly, almost identical. And number 8, the most outrageous find on the entire list, is the Lacura Ebony Rose, or Black Rose, face mask, a dupe for a genuinely luxurious prestige cream mask that sells for well over $100 at the high end of the beauty world. Let that sink in for a second. The original is one of those rarefied glass counter special occasion products with a price tag that makes most people wince, and Aldi makes a version built around the same kind of nourishing black rose extract, shea butter, avocado oil, and skin-loving vitamins for roughly the price of a sandwich. It hydrates, softens, and pampers the skin like an expensive treatment mask should. And it is the single clearest proof of the entire thesis of this video, that even at the most luxurious, most untouchable end of the beauty market, you are very often paying a $100 premium for packaging, prestige, and a story, while the working formula can be had for a few coins at a grocery store. It is the ultimate proof that the price of luxury skincare and the effectiveness of luxury skincare are two completely separate things that the industry works very hard to keep you from telling apart. And the Lacura range goes well beyond these 8, so keep your eyes open in that middle aisle, because Aldi rotates through dupes of all sorts. Salicylic acid toners for breakouts, pineapple and other fruit acid brightening serums that mirror cult Sephora favorites, rose and rosehip oils, eye creams, gentle exfoliating toners, and plump, hydrating gel moisturizers, almost all of them landing under $5. Beauty editors review these constantly, and the refrain barely changes from one product to the next, impressed, surprised, and slightly annoyed that they ever paid full price for the original. Whenever you spot a new Lacura skincare drop, it is almost always worth grabbing before it sells out, because the next viral side-by-side comparison is usually just around the corner. And here is the part that genuinely explains all of this, the thing the prestige counter never wants you to think about. Many expensive and cheap skincare products are made in the same places. The beauty industry runs largely on contract manufacturers, specialist labs that formulate and produce skincare for dozens of brands at once, from the discount supermarket pot to the luxury glass jar. The same lab that fills a few dollar Lacura bottle may well be filling a $50 prestige one down the line, with formulas built from the same catalog of proven ingredients. That is precisely why these dupes can match the originals so closely. They are not crude imitations cooked up in a back room. They are professionally formulated skincare from real manufacturers, simply sold without the brand name and the marketing budget bolted on top. Once you understand that the factory does not change just because the logo does, the entire idea that you must spend more to get better skincare quietly falls apart. A few more honest notes before you go shopping, because they will save you money and protect your skin. Aldi's beauty drops are often what they call special buys, limited releases that land, sell out fast, and disappear. So when you see a Lacura skincare item you want, grab it, because it may be gone next week, and treat this list as a guide to the kinds of finds to watch for rather than a permanent shelf. Patch test any new active on your jaw for a couple of nights first. Introduce retinol and acids slowly to avoid irritation. And there is a genuinely nice bonus to feel good about. Aldi's Lacura range is certified cruelty-free, not tested on animals, which is more than you can say for plenty of pricier brands. And here is the single most important truth, bigger than any product on this list, the real anti-aging hero, the thing that does more than every serum combined, is a daily broad-spectrum sunscreen and plain consistency, so whatever you build from these finds, wear your sunscreen every morning, because that is the step that actually decides how your skin ages, and Aldi sells that cheaply too. Now let me show you how to actually turn these into a routine, because the point was never to buy all 8, it was to build smart. In the morning, you cleanse gently, apply the vitamin C serum to brighten and protect. Seal in hydration with the hyaluronic serum, moisturize with the Q10 cream, and finish, always, with sunscreen. In the evening, you melt the day away with the hot cloth cleanser. Use your retinol a few nights a week to smooth and renew, layer on hydration, and seal it with a richer cream or the rose oil. The masks and the Luxe Black Rose Treat slot in once or twice a week whenever your skin wants a little extra. That is a complete, genuinely excellent routine. Cleanse, treat, hydrate, protect, assembled entirely from a grocery store for less than the cost of one single Sephora bestseller, with money left over for the actual groceries. Here is what I really want you to take from all of this, because it is bigger than one store. The fact that a discount supermarket can put out skincare that goes blow for blow with Sephora's most hyped, most expensive bestsellers is not a fluke. And it is not Aldi getting lucky. It is the quiet exposure of the entire pricing structure of the beauty industry. The proven ingredients were always cheap. The formulas were never the expensive part. What you were really buying every time you spent $50 or $100 at that beautiful counter was the packaging, the marketing, the celebrity, and the feeling of having bought something special. And Aldi simply proves it by selling the same working formula in a plain pot with all of that stripped away. Your skin never cared about the bottle. It only ever responded to the ingredients, and the ingredients were sitting in the grocery aisle the whole time. So on your next Aldi run, after you grab the eggs and the cheap wine, walk through the middle aisle and actually look at the Lacura skincare. Because the next time a beauty editor catches one of those few dollar pots beating a $50 Sephora bestseller in a blind test, you will already own it. Build your whole routine from these finds, wear your sunscreen, stay consistent, and watch your skin do exactly as well, or better, on a tiny fraction of the money. Tell me down in the comments which of these 8 you are hunting for first, and which Sephora bestseller you are finally ready to stop overpaying for. And if this is the kind of straight, money-saving truth you've been looking for, the Beauty Armor is exactly where I keep it coming, week after week. 8 grocery store finds, most of them under $5, quietly beating the most famous names in beauty. The best skincare was never behind the glass counter. It was hiding in the middle aisle, next to the snacks, between the eggs and the wine, the whole time.